This video is supported by Golden Era Muscle. Please visit goldeneramuscle.com for training information and supplements. Hi everybody, Golden Era Bookworm here. Today I'd like to wrap up the abdominal series from Frank Zane. And following this, we'll continue the rest of the Golden Era series covering Frank Zane. Now, I think these photos pretty much sum up, in my opinion, the level of bodybuilding that Frank Zane truly achieved, and it is a level of art, of artistic expression. These poses just could be in an art exhibition. It's pure expression of the self. It transcends the fact that bodybuilding is a sport, and at this point I can understand why in the Golden Era people mentioned that bodybuilding wasn't necessarily even a sport, but it got to a point where it became an art, the expression of oneself. And you can see that for Frank Zane it definitely was not simply a sport. It was truly the expression of himself in an artistic and beautifully aesthetic way. Amazing, amazing photos from 1976, and that is exactly what we're going to be covering today, his 1976 pre-contest abdominals routine, and I really hope you enjoy this. So in looking at the key factors to Frank Zane's abdominal development, I basically separated all of this out in 4 separate videos. The first video, we've looked at the importance of the correct diet in reducing the waistline. Secondly, we've looked at Frank Zane's intelligence and wisdom in exercise selection, why he chose them. Each exercise should have a definite purpose in the routine, and we looked at those important reasons why he actually chose these exercises for his routine. The next video, I focus on his iconic and incomparable vacuum pose and the practices that he did to perfect the vacuum pose. And in yesterday's video, we looked at the polishing techniques, those finishing touches which are only gained through serratus and intercostal development, which give the whole physique, especially it ties the abdominals to the lats and the chest. It gives that finished touch and makes you look like a statue. So finally, we're going to look at Frank Zane's 1976 pre-contest routine. But before looking at his pre-contest routine, I would like to actually give out a beginner's routine that he suggests. Before jumping in and wanting to copy what Frank Zane did, I don't think it's a very good idea. So here I share one of his beginner's routine, an old school program from 1976, where he recommends for beginners to use 3 exercises, being the hanging knee up, the partial sit up, and the seated twist. And in all exercises, to simply start off, if you're just starting off, to do 1 set and only do 10 reps, and eventually work up to 25 reps for each exercise. Once you achieve this, you would work up the number of sets until you're doing 4 sets of 25 reps for each exercise. So finally, here is his 1976 pre-contest routine that he probably would have used for the 1977 Mr. Olympia. And his first choice of exercise actually was the leg raise, which he would actually do 4 by 50 reps. This would be followed by hanging knee ups, 4 by 25 reps, partial sit-ups, 4 sets of 25 reps, the seated twist, 100 reps, followed by the bent over twist, also for 100 reps. And get this, Frank Zane actually used to do up to 1.5 hours on the Roman chair sit-up in a normal fashion, or twisting and leaning from side to side, working on the intercostals and serratus as well, and on the obliques. 1.5 hours. Incredible routine. Now, throughout the day, he actually would practice his vacuums, and his initial recommendations are to hold the vacuum for 10 breaths and to do 10 reps, and use the progressive steps outlined in my vacuum video linked right now. And you want to work up to a standing vacuum. So for his advanced routine, which would be his pre-contest routines, he would be working for at least 30-second holds or even more, and doing 10 reps of these, and then doing this kind of practice several times a day, especially on an empty stomach. So I truly hope you have enjoyed this detailed look at Frank Zane's abdominal development in this Golden Era series on Frank Zane. I will continue with more videos on Frank Zane, this time looking at his lats, chest, arms, and legs development, as well as his back, of course. And so if you've enjoyed the series so far, and this video especially, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't to the Golden Era Bookworm. I've also done series on Tom Platz and Serge Nubret, and there are plenty more coming on both Golden and Silver Era legends. And leave me your comments. Thank you for watching once again. This is the Golden Era Bookworm, leaving you with the most iconic shot of Frank Zane, the vacuum pose, the most iconic vacuum pose of all time. Thank you very much. Bye for now.